Hello everyone, we are playing some old school Magic the Gathering today over webcam. We'll quickly show you the deck that I am playing with today, a red, white, black deck, just running 2 Moxes, so no other power cards. Would love to play out Underworld Dreams and have them draw cards with the Wheel of Fortune, but if not, we've got Lightning Bolts, we got some Vices to try to do some damage early, Howling Mines for card draw, and a couple of creatures. The deck wants to do damage really with the Underworld Dreams and the Bolts and other ways, but if we do need, we have a Juggernaut, a Serra Angel, and some Sedge Trolls. So let's go ahead and dive into the video and the commentary today. And we just drew 7 each. And we're on the keep.
All right. Now,
so this is a swamp into an ivory tower.
That's an ivory tower.
So it's just the opposite of the rack. So what's in your hand -4. So you have 7 cards -4. You gain 3 life. So you gain life instead of lose it.
So we have a Badlands out. And a chain. A Badlands into a chain. A chain to the player, just that quick, immediate.
Because he's gonna gain 2 off the ivory tower, and I just don't want him to get away with the game. And you can see his life total on his die over there.
So into a plains and into a Howling Mine.
So a Howling Mine works well with ivory tower, right? Because you don't want to just fill your hand up.
Obviously, yeah.
So at this point, neither of us had seen each other's deck, so I'm just thinking I don't know what he's going to play here. I'm on the red mat on the top of the screen.
So far, you have a Badlands, so we're assuming that there's red, black, and there's another Badlands, which is a proxy.
So and the Paladins allowed to use proxies, so
which is a great thing. And I think passing turn or
yeah, and of course this gentleman laying his cards out so you can see. So with 4 in hand, ivory, he's going to gain nothing from ivory tower, at least, right?
No, but that mine will eventually get him into that territory. So, is there an answer for the Howling Mine? Is there not an answer? I mean, if you're looking for an answer to the mine or an answer to
at this point,
the tower,
because I've played games in the past where the person goes up to 40 life with ivory tower. So,
okay, another Howling Mine,
which,
well, that's if you don't have a way to deal with the mine or the tower, you just add another mine.
Well, I knew that turn, that turn he's not going to gain, but I think maybe I am searching for a disenchant, although I don't have white open or something. So at this point, we're drawing 3. We're drawing 3 cards. At beginning.
That's a lot of card draw.
I like to say the game is now juiced. It's
very juiced. You basically got an ancestral recall every turn.
So at this point, again, only access to red and black. So he's got black and white. That's an interesting. So again, he's going to gain 2, right? So he's showing me 4 plus 2, which isn't terrible, but.
I believe he drops another tower. That's going to be a problem. Here comes a Pump Knight. And then a Bolt. And a Bolt is targeting him.
So he'll wind up gaining 2, so as I say.
So kind of negating that life.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm trying. Yeah, I think the goal here, stop him from running away with the ivory tower because he's been bolted and chained already.
So I mean, his life total is at what, 17, which is not bad. And there's a Badlands. Oh, something interesting. Oh, a Moat. Okay. That's a little devastating.
Yeah. The Pump Knight now is just gonna chill.
The Pump Knight is just a chill knight right now. So now you kind of need an answer for that Moat.
Right. Right. So now you're thinking, okay, if you get a Chaos Orb, you flip on the Moat or the Ivory Tower. Like all of a sudden, the Ivory Tower is now just going to sit there.
I think dealing with that Moat is more important than dealing with the Ivory Tower, to be honest with you. Because that Moat is just, I'm assuming he's going to have, more than a few flying creatures, right?
Yes, he's building around the Moat, and in my deck, I think there's one Serra Angel.
And even if you were to draw it right now, you have
I have no white.
To play it,
he has white, so he probably has swords. So you're thinking like, yeah, this Moat's an issue. Now I'm thinking, I played out a swamp, right? So now I'm still without white.
Still just gone on red and black.
It's an interesting combo: a Moat, Howling Mine, and a Ivory Tower.
It's really just kind of like a somewhat of a
he's
fortress.
Building it up.
He's built up and then okay. So we have a tome. Tome, it's going to help you next turn. I mean, you're already drawing 3 cards,
and I think
right?
I'm thinking I need Demonic Tutor. I need white mana. I think that was the idea. Why it took so long. It was like I just need to just keep drawing cards to get answers. Oh.
Well,
so now even if Serra comes out, I mean, you're getting it Maze the Myth, right?
So he's got wow, that's a really, really, really solid board state. You've got a Moat, you have a Maze, and then a Blood Moon. Wow. Oh wow.
It's just
that's you hate to see it. You hate to see it, folks. Man.
Yeah, he has built a castle. Yeah. Now, right now, okay. So at this point, I mean, I do have an open swamp, so it's like if you get a tutor, I can still tutor even with the Blood Moon out. But
you can tutor, but I mean, at this point, this is a very, very strong position. Now, I mean, if you get an orb, what are you flipping the orb on at this point, right? Because now you're dealing with a Moat, you're dealing with the Blood Moon, you're dealing with a Maze. Yeah, there's too many targets really to kind of deal with. I mean, at this point, I think a disc would be really great.
The Blood Moon rises above.
But I don't think you're running a disc.
So a City of Brass comes out, which then just is a mountain, right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Wow. Yeah. Man.
And I guess he had the only
At this point you have four mountains in one swamp is what you're looking at.
And at this point, I mean, the only thing is because he's been playing out cards, he hasn't been getting life from Ivory Tower.
Right, and here comes the orb that we were just talking about. So.
And yeah, I think he very generously allows me to switch my mana playing for the orb because I just made a little mistake.
Okay.
But the orb comes out.
The orb comes out, and then what is the target? I mean, you're going to use it now,
I am
right?
activating it.
Is it I mean, the Blood Moon is just so
I am flipping on the Blood Moon here because I played out the city.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. It makes sense. That is by far the most oppressive card on that board. So with that being gone, your mana completely opens up now.
I'm tapping.
You can play things. And a Disenchant, there you go. So that was a really, really good...
That was a huge turn, too.
Two-play turn.
I don't even know if you want to say if getting back in the game or stabilizing the board or just... Because he still has the Ivory Tower.
I mean, yeah. I would say it's... I mean, you're definitely getting back in the play. With that Blood Moon out, you're... And especially with the mana pool that you have and the source of mana that you have, you're in such a poor position. You're effectively out of the game.
Tell me how bad I'm doing at that. How bad is the position?
Yeah, exactly. It's bad. It's bad, folks. So getting rid of that Blood Moon is absolutely putting you back in the game. And then Underworld Dreams comes out. That's going to be devastating.
Yeah. Now you can see again. I mean, I give credit. This is a fascinating deck. He kind of and he plays out another Howling Mine. So again, he wants to moat and Blood Moon you, and then just Underworld Dreams and just draw into your death.
So he basically want to put you into a coma, effectively, where you can't really use your mana to play the cards you have, and then you're just stuck there every turn, drawing 2, 3, 4 cards a turn, taking all this damage. I mean,
so now we're drawing 4 cards a turn. Actually, you see, I forgot there your mind. So now we're talking super juiced. 4 cards.
Now you're really juiced, and then also, at the same time, he still has that tower, and so you're taking a huge amount of damage.
He's going up
from all those card draws, and he's going up. So he's looking fantastic so far in this game.
So we feel good about getting rid of the Blood Moon and Moat, but now we're still like, all right, play at a factory,
right? And that was the thing that we said. I mean, you have so many obstacles in front of you. You're gonna if you can only take out 2 things. I think you took out the right 2 things, but I mean, at this point, there's just so many weapons. And
so I put out the factory is all I played.
Factory. So a factory dropped.
Like, okay, because you get 2 creatures, you get around the Maze of Ith. So I'm like, all right, I got 2 creatures, but
he doesn't need creatures though.
So that's a double bolt. So we've played 3 bolts in the chain so far.
Wow. So that's 12 damage, and he is
17.
Still only at 17 life.
Now I tap for 3, and this is a.
And a wheel. That's a big deal.
Now I just did 7 damage to myself.
That is a very big deal. I mean, high risk, potentially high reward, right? And at the point that you're at, the position you're in, I don't know if you really have.
Now he'll show his hand here. Look at this hand: Fireball, Abyss, Swords.
So we got fireballs, we got swords. I mean, just complete control.
And so for me, I had 2 Dark Rituals, a Swords, and a Scrubland. So I had nothing.
You really had nothing. You had everything, nothing to lose, and really everything to gain with that.
And
you took a lot of control cards out of his hand, right? So I mean,
it was. I was like, I'll eat the 7 damage because I'm feeling stuck.
Yeah, you're just eventually going to lose anyway, right?
Yes.
If you can't find answers soon, it's just going to be a slow death as opposed to a quick one.
Now, unfortunately, we draw no boxes. We draw nothing to play and pass. So, kind of hoping. So he's back at 20 life. Kind of hoping he just draws a lot, doesn't it?
Just looking at him draw those cards out of that library. It's like starting a game.
I mean, we'll see at this point what he does.
I mean, what does he have? Like 10, 11 cards in hand, and he's just dropping moxes out.
He taps for 2.
Oh man, another mine. Oh,
we're mining today, and look at.
Oh, and then a Winds of Change. I think that's game. Winds of Change.
So I had to draw 5 cards on the pass to do 5 damage. So at this point, so I think I calculated my life. I actually had less life than I thought. There we talked about the life. I now have 1 life, or I had 8. Yeah, I had 8. I go to 1. At this point, I figured, well, I'll draw and just see what happens. But yeah, once he passes,
it's pretty much over.
It is still his turn, though. Let's see what he does. And he's going to play another one. Again. He drew So it's, I've taken care of the Blood Moon Moat. Felt like, okay, we're kind of in the game, and he just put the pressure on.
I mean, I think he put too many cards out that required answers, and I think it was a really tough ask to try and have an answer for all those cards, and it just wasn't going to happen. But I think taking out the Blood Moon, taking out the Moat were the obvious, I think, the correct choices, but it was just overwhelming. Very overwhelming.
Yeah, and that's the opposite of, versus like decks that have control and are slow, where it's like, I'm just going to play out so many things and overwhelm you, kind of what his, and just
right,
kind of how he did. Yep. So he's going to sideboard here. Now, unfortunately, in this event, I did not have a sideboard, so we're just, having things like, I have Swords to Plowshare in here, and he doesn't appear to have creatures. Looking at his deck, maybe he does, but
maybe very
so
few. There's probably other cards you'd want to throw in there.
We'll just play with what we have and see how it goes.
Yeah, you know, not having a sideboard, I think, is a there's a huge disadvantage.
I mean, yeah, again, any serious. This is a casual kind of game with the Paladins, but any serious event. I mean, you obviously, the sideboard, you know, is the difference between winning and losing a tournament. So,
no, absolutely. And I don't remember seeing. Were there? Did he play any counters?
He played no counters.
No counters. So I'm wondering, does he not have any counters in there?
I didn't see any blue mana. When I play, I always just tell people to put the middle pile on top. It's not really a serious thing. I have, you know, playing with these beautiful pink sleeves.
I like the pink. It's like a salmon pink.
Yeah, I was in the store and I was like, they had a stack of pink in my local game store, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it.
And you got the I don't know, maybe just the camera.
Those dice, you know, total coincidence. Right? That was not done on purpose, but they are pink. There you go.
There you go.
So
nice.
So so I lost game one. I'm on the play. We're gonna open up with a factory and a vice.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful opening. So you're looking at an immediate 3 damage.
And I always personally love the opening turn factory because you could activate it next turn if you put another mana out. So,
yep, you have an attacking creature turn 2. I mean,
and the worst thing he can do is play a land and pass. So he's going to get hit for 3 again potentially.
That's pretty big. Now that is a scrub land. That is it. So what are we going to do here? And a second vice. That's a huge opening. Just keeping it clean and simple. Those vices are just so effective.
It's like, you know what? This is old school Magic. Keep it simple. Play out some vices.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's an excellent opening. He's going to play a Badlands. He's going to tap 2. He's going to play an Orb. So what is he going to take out? I mean, what would you take out? You're going to take out a vice, or are you going to take out
I would take out a vice, depending what's in your hand, because he's playing a little slow. Like, he's not playing out Moxes or Lotus, so it's like, if you have a slow hand, it's just too much damage. Especially if I play a Wheel of Fortune, you know. So I activate Factory, I just hit him for 2, and at this point, I feel like he's this is like a blitz.
This is a really quick.
I wind up not casting anything and just attacking for 2, and then he's down to 5, man.
Yeah,
he has to play out cards right now to get under the vice. He's at.
It looks like he maybe a strip. I'd assume he's going to use that strip as mana because he needs to really get under that vice.
He's going to activate the orb, so he's orbing on a vice.
On a vice, and that's I mean, otherwise I think you lose here. Oh,
and that is a miss. So
what was that? Was spectacular.
So the card bounces.
He put so much vigor into that.
He doesn't like the vice.
That
so the thing with the orb, like if you miss, you just used 3 mana. Right, it becomes like it's like bad if you miss.
Yeah, and it's I mean, as we see in a lot of tournaments,
and he scoops.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? I mean, missing an orb, in the heat of the moment, you may sit there and go, "How can you miss it so easy?" But when the game is on the line, whether you hit this or don't hit, it's kind of like when you watch football, right? And they're going for like a game-winning field goal, It's like, how many times do you kick a 35-yard field goal on practice and nail it every time? But it's different when the entire game is riding.
So that he had to hit the vice there and
just to stay alive, really, right?
So and just like that, we're going to game 3.
Quick game 2.
So this is it. This is we're playing best of 3. So tied at 1 here. So if I remember, my opening hand wasn't terribly strong, but it had 2 vices, and I just kept that to play exactly what happened, and it kind of worked out.
I don't know. I feel like 2 vices and an opening hand is actually quite strong.
Now, granted,
especially if you have 2 vices as well, you know, a land and then maybe and a factory, or if you have a factory or any other basic land and a mox. Right? You can drop 2 vices on turn 1.
Yes.
That's brutal.
Yes. So he is on the play since he lost the last game.
Just taking a swamp and passing.
Which again, I like to see that. We're not getting any wild openings.
I like the wood.
He has a fantastic setup. This is one of the best setups I've seen. I envy him, actually.
A lot to learn. I want another vice.
And again, you always feel good. You got the mountain online for bolts next turn or anything.
Yeah, just another really strong and he's contemplating.
Right, so now he's having flashbacks to game 2, maybe
he's having immediate flashbacks to what just happened. And what is that? A strip? That's a strip. Okay. Now, a lotus.
And he's gonna break it. He's
gonna crack the lotus. What's he cracking it for? Disenchant on the vice.
He just got blitzed in game 2, so he still has 1 mana floating. So he cracks the lotus for white. I can see why. He's like, game 2 was not good. And he's gonna use the 2nd mana from the lotus.
He's gonna throw a Howling Mine out. And then he's not gonna strip the mountain.
Yeah, I guess for him he's gonna wait and see what I play for mana, right? Like if I play a factory or something, so I'm just gonna play out a swamp.
Okay.
So at this point, the board is just early game. We're back to early game. We're not really.
Yeah, it's a bit of a reset. And the chain lightning comes out, and that's gonna hit him directly.
Pass.
And that's gonna be a pass on the turn. It looks like you maybe have three cards in hand.
Yeah, or 4. I should have laid them out there. Yeah, because I drew 2 off the mine, and now here comes his mox.
There comes a mox. So now at this point, I think he's safe to really strip maybe. And then
so now we're thinking back to game 1 where he wants to establish his little fortress.
He wants to establish a fortified position and just kind of maintain control and ride it out.
And he
is going to strip a mountain. Okay, and I think that's probably the right call there, but then the factory comes out.
Right. Now I don't have red though. You
don't have red, and you can't really do anything with that factory as long as he has that maze out.
This is what this is some good magic. Game 3, kind of don't know where the game's going. We're both got a shot here, and we're
it's really been just a battle of the minds. So he's going to come out. He's going to draw 3
And I don't
cards.
remember. I'm thinking back to the game. I may have had just nothing in my hand, and I was like, I'm just going to mine. Yeah.
No, if you don't have much going on. He's going to hesitantly put out a Badlands and then play out an orb. And I guess you just kind of sit on an orb.
Yeah.
Right? What are you going to take out? You don't need to take out the... no, there comes a ruby.
Matching rubies.
That's going to give you some access to red.
Yeah, the orb...
along with the Badlands.
And then we got another Badlands. The orb is just so powerful because it can target anything. So whatever threat he feels, he could just get rid of it with the flip.
Right. Yeah, you got to think about what you're getting rid of. Is something that you need to get rid of. He's got, he's got a decent board state. Just that maze and that orb kind of just it's a bit controlling. A Juggernaut.
You sound unimpressed with the Juggernaut.
Yeah, a little bit, because it's just so. So what were you thinking when you were like, I'm going to play a Juggernaut?
Well, so now I have 2 creatures with the factory. I'm like, I can get around. He's going to maze the Juggernaut every turn, and then I could get around the maze by having more creatures. This is the thought.
Okay.
And so And for my deck, the only big creatures in the deck are Serra and Juggernaut. They're kind of my pressure.
Right. Now the question is, what does he orb?
Yeah,
what does he throw that?
Well, at this point, he could just maze the Juggernaut and take some time. He does put out an Ivory Tower.
Yeah, I just saw that tower kind of plopped out of there. And
now we've got 2 Howling Mines on the board.
Ooh. And an Underworld Dreams is a big deal.
So that's 3 card draws, yeah.
But once again, with that orb out there, it's just it's hard to put anything out because you know that if it's something too threatening, he can deal with it.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
Or not, right? And miss.
Make him flip. But at some point you just got to eat the orb, right? You got to eat the orb. So I'm at this point I'm playing for pressure.
Yeah, you got to add another Howling Mine. Yeah, at this point I think you've really forced his hand to basically activate that orb on that.
So the Juggernaut,
there's no way.
The Juggernaut has to attack. He mazes it. I pass turn.
Right.
And let's see what he does. So he untaps. Now he's in upkeep.
No, he is in upkeep. He should be able to activate that orb before.
Yeah, but it looks like he's going to draw. I think at this point in the game you have enough life. Like you want to see how the game develops, maybe, before you play the orb. I don't know. Now here's the thing: he may have just forgotten to gain life from Ivory Tower, unless he had 4 in hand. He might have.
It looks like
he just drew a lot.
He drew 4 cards, so he may have.
Or maybe I forgot his life total. He might have incorporated the life gain into him losing the life. I'm not really sure there, but
possibly. So he taps the plateau and he plays.
That's a cop black.
Cop black. Cop black. Okay. That's
a move. You don't see this card too much. Now, this, interestingly enough, can protect him from Underworld Dreams damage. Okay, so he had 8 in hand. Yep. He's going to discard a swamp. That is interesting. This is very interesting. Now, he does... So, Underworld Dreams, the way it works is that as you draw cards, it stacks the damage. So, you draw 4, it stacks 4 damage on the stack. And then you could pay... each mana you pay negates one of them with the cop black, right? So if you're you're drawing 4 cards, taking 4 damage, you could pay 4 to get rid of all of them. Right. And at this point, he's he's looking up. Yes, the Underworld Dreams, it stacks each damage individual. Right. If it stacks 4 on the stack, you could just pay once to prevent it. Right. But it is not. It stacks each card draw individually.
It's in each damage.
So you have to pay. Pay
out for that cop. So it's going to eat into his mana, right? But he's going to avoid taking a ton of damage. And at this point, I mean, he can if he can just hold out from taking that damage, keep drawing all those cards, look for a disenchant.
So I've never seen the game with a Underworld Dreams and a cop blackout. So
no.
So I played out a mountain, and then here comes a bolt.
I mean, but would it be better for him to just flip the orb on those?
Yeah, that's another option that he does has
on the Underworld, right? Because think about it. I mean, if you're going to sit there, you're going to pay what?
Second bolt.
Three mana. Oh. Also, not a single creature.
Nope.
Still 0 creatures. So once again,
that's a third
another
bolt in a row. He's down to 4.
Death by bolt.
So yeah, I mean now, I think on that turn I drew 3 bolts. So yeah, so you're saying he has no creatures, or I only have 1 creature out?
No, he's. I mean, I was going to say this goes back to not having that sideboard. So you have those swords in that deck, right? And those are pretty much just.
I mean, I guess unless I want to swords my own Juggernaut or something, but yeah, they're pretty much dead. And now so I play a Winds of Change. He interrupts by doing an orb.
And he's going to flip it on the Underworld.
And that did land.
I'm assuming that did a...
flip over, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was so I will say I just discarded very good cards. I think I show them to the camera here. Because I wanted to force the flip.
kind of just get that out of the way.
So I think I picked the cards up. So you see a tome. I got rid of a tome.
I do see one tome. He's going to take 7.
Yeah, he drew 7. Yes.
7? So he drew 7 cards. So pretty much an entire new hand.
Yeah. Maybe I don't show the cards. Maybe I do after my turn, but we'll see. I had a fork, which I was thinking of forking a Winds of Change, which is a good move.
But and a vice.
That sucks because he just drew 7.
Right. That's solid.
Now, granted, he has an ivory tower, so the vice and the ivory tower just cancel each other out. They just that's what they do. So again, Juggernaut has to attack, and I pass. Now, here I show you the cards: a city, a pump knight, an orb, and a fork.
An orb. Another
no, the Underworld was what he flipped on. So it was a fork, an orb, and a book, and a city that I discarded there. Now, granted, maybe, I don't know. All right, we'll just keep playing.
So he plays out a pearl. I mean, it looks like he's got a whole rack of cards. I think a jet came out.
Yep.
And a cop red. And another tower. So he's kind of building into that position again of he's playing out a lot of cards.
So the cop red and the cop black, that's a doozy. Obviously he's been bolted 3 times, so he's protected from bolts now with 4 life. So the rack and the ivory tower cancel, but now the other ivory tower, he's going to want to start gaining life. So, how much do you play out here, versus hold in your hand?
Right, the vice. Yeah.
Yeah, so, because he has 2 ivory towers, though. So 1 ivory tower is active. So he wants to gain life since he's at 4. I'm at 20.
Yeah.
But again, at any point in these games, you can just get put out an abyss and just get back into the game or something.
Exactly.
So I draw 4. That's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. It's. I will tell you, old school is very fun when you draw 4 cards a turn.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so we have a ritual into another Underworld Dream there. That's big. So he still has that cop black. Now he can protect himself.
He can.
But it's going to cost him what, 3?
It's just to me a fascinating board state where you cannot die from the Underworld here with all these Howling Mines out. It's really interesting, right? Yeah.
Now, if you could lay out a disenchant down there, here comes a disenchant.
Folks, he did not watch this video before. Now, I disenchant the cop red.
What?
Yeah.
Really? And I'm assuming there's a reason.
Yeah, there's a couple.
There's got to be a bolt or a fireball, or there's one bolt. So
he's down to 1 life.
And he's down to 1, and is it's still
my turn. So I have it's hard. I pushed the lands back, but I have a bad lands in the factory open and the Mox.
I'm assuming there's a chain. Or
there's
bolt.
I don't think there is. I just wanted to get that bolt in.
Really? And another vice.
So I come in with the factory and the Juggernaut. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Having the 2 creatures to get around the maze, right? So he's got to do something. He's going to swords to Plowshare the Juggernaut.
The Juggernaut. That's going to put you up on life, and he's going to take, what, 2 damage? I'm sorry. He's going to maze. He's going to maze.
Factory. He's at 1 life. So now the 2 vices cancel the 2 ivory towers. This is a very interesting board state to me.
Now, I mean, if you could go back, would you have instead disenchanted the cop black as opposed to the cop red?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, well, let's see how it plays out. So first of all, he has 1 life. So he's going to draw 4. He has to play 4 mana to protect himself. I think I just wanted to get the bolt in there to get him down to 1. Now he draws 4 mana.
Oh, wow.
I mean, getting rid of the cop black, would I have done more damage? Would I have won?
Right.
Again, in the moment, it's like, I don't know what he has in his hand. I don't know what he's going to do. I thought it was a solid move, but...
Well, he's gonna play out of plains.
Nope.
No, he's gonna play out of Badland. Okay.
Now again, I mean, if he passes to me and I pass back, he can keep using Cirque Protection Black to save him with 1 life. You know, like...
Right.
He would love to disenchant a Vice so he can start gaining life.
Those Vices.
Canceling out 2 Ivory Towers were the odds, right?
Yeah.
Now he discards and passes.
Okay.
We're just going to draw lots of cards. We're just...
just a lot of drawing.
I mean, the game's just juiced up here.
So we've got a jet coming down. I mean, at this point, you know, with that cop red gone, I mean, you're just kind of looking for...
I think that was the other thought was like, if he survives, maybe I just pull into something. So
what is that? Two mountains are tapped and a black and a wheel.
And that's going to be it.
That, I mean...
Yeah, at this point he didn't see that I played the wheel. No, he has nothing. And that's going to be the game here. Eventually it will resolve and that'll be the game. So he doesn't get the Moat out, doesn't get the Abyss out game 2. Again, I thought a very interesting game to see the Ivory Towers and the racks going at it, to see a cop black
the Vices.
The Vices, to see the cop black protecting against the Underworld.
Yeah, no, that cop black, protecting against that Underworld was a huge deal.
That's the video.
Really solid. Really solid.
The deck had a lot of answers for everything and played well, and then I'll tweak it and play it again next time and see how it goes.